Okay, I will now disconnect the car. So it's fully charged, fully charged to 50%. That's all I need today. And I would like to use the schedule departure again without the car being plugged in. And I would like to precondition the car, actually not charge it, but precondition the car at 4 o'clock set. So this is now scheduled. Schedule departure. See, it doesn't tell me anywhere it's actually scheduling the departure. All right, unplug the car and see what happens. Welcome to another episode here on Unplugged TV, by the way. Well, it's now 4 o'clock and the car is actually preconditioning. I could hear the fans going on at 22:04, so 20 minutes before the departure time. It starts preconditioning the car even without being plugged in. That's good, they fixed it. Good job, Tesla. Well, I just plugged in the car and we can see it's using grid power now to cool down the car. Still charging a little bit. So I lost a couple of kilometers actually. 7 kilometers, 10 kilometers per hour. It's charging on 10 amps. The rest is going into the cooling. And you can see the scheduled preconditioning, the scheduled conditioning is programmed to 4 p.m. and we turn this off now, and if we go back in, yeah, it's not there anymore. So don't forget to turn it off if you don't need it, because otherwise the car will start cooling or heating accordingly to your settings here every day, even on the weekend. All right guys, we are on the go again, driving the Teslander through sunny hot Australia. Welcome to another episode of Unplugged TV, sunny hot Australia. Today with a customer appointment in Rosewood, so not too far away. I haven't charged the car last night, it's still on 50% state of charge. I have worked from home during the day, so didn't need the car at all. And because we've got like 36 now, at 4 p.m. I left the car at about 50% state of charge, which still gives me 177 kilometers on range. And this Chinese sucker is rattling again, hey? I need to fix this. Okay, here we go. Okay, is this better? I think it's better. Yeah guys, I just watched some self-driving beta videos this morning, mostly from Dirty Tesla in the US. He got the beta version on his car not too long ago, and he's making great videos about that. And I must say, he's driving in the city a lot, and he's giving the car challenges and trying to break full self-driving, as well as letting the car do whatever the car wants to do, if traffic allows. And it looks really stunning when the car does turns and everything, and watches all the other cars and traffic and situations around it, and it really is remarkable what the software can do already. This is beta version 9 they are running now, and I was wondering what people would do, and he mentioned something and said, well, he wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk would announce full self-driving beta is now available for all people who have bought full self-driving. and this update comes out within 2 weeks, because the software is finalized now so far, and it's just working kind of. And I thought, what would people actually do? Will they all drive in full self-driving autopilot situation all the time then? Or would they rather use it more on the motorway than in the city actually? I don't know, because the video I watched, I'll link this down below, the video I watched this morning was more like he driving in the city, and he needed to interfere quite a lot, I think 8 or 10 times or something during this whole video with the car and full self-driving. So there's still, you need to pay a lot of attention still what is going on outside, and you need to take over at any point of time. It's a beta version. It will be a beta for a long time until it's really perfect and you don't need to do anything anymore. So the car won't be better than a driver at the moment. They're all saying, well, it's 7 or 10 times better already than a human driver. I don't think so. If you watch these videos from inner city driving, there are a lot of situations where the car cannot handle it at all. You know, there was this long truck on the right hand side. It wanted to turn left, but it was on the right hand side because it needed a bigger turn radius. It had a big trailer, and well, this is a situation the car could not handle, of course. So he needed to take over and drive let the truck turn first, and then engage the full self-driving, the autopilot again. And there are many of these situations what the car cannot handle, these non-standard situations. And I talked about this in a previous video when I said, well, it's easy to get to 40, 50, 60, 70%, and then it slows down. You know, it will take a lot longer to get the last 5% than it has taken to get to 95%. So and that's because, and hence the question, what would people actually do if they would get full self-driving beta? Are they all signing up with YouTube now and making YouTube videos about full self-driving and how good the car is and how much better it got since you got the first version of full self-driving? Is this the norm then? Does full self-driving now come with a free YouTube channel as well, straight away? What would you do with full self-driving beta on your car? Would you use it? Would you make videos about it? Would you just drive for yourself and be happy that it works, kind of? But again, you need to pay more attention than without it, I think, because you need to observe the car, the situation, and see what the car actually does, if the car reacts correctly or not. So there's a lot of things to do for a driver with this beta software. It's not like you engage the software and you're done. You know, not even here on a highway now, you can engage autopilot and you don't need to do anything anymore because the car does everything just by itself. It assists you with doing this kind of autonomous driving on a motorway, but it doesn't do it completely for you. So I don't know how much updates they are going to apply to full self-driving for everyone who has bought it before it is actually complete and it works 100% all the time, which I personally think will still be at least 5 years away until we get all the regulations in place, until this is all finalized. I think it is more like 10 years away. 2030 would be my guess, would be a good starting point of having full self-driving available, which is actually full self-driving. But I may be wrong. This is a classical situation here on the highway, turning right, crossing the other lane of the highway. There's only 80 kilometers per hour here, but how far would you trust a full self-driving car getting this right when there are trucks coming and cars coming with 80 kilometers towards you? Man, if you watch these videos, as I linked down below, the car seems to be confident enough to see all the other vehicles on the road and pedestrians and everything, but it also hesitates a lot to actually drive like a human, to actually... See, I would drive now, the self-driving car would not do that. Heaps of space. Oh, why is he parking here? And this is one of the classical situations, you know, I talked about before. Just you need to observe the car, the situation and the traffic, and monitor what is the car actually doing. How far does it go? Is it turning in the right time, or is it hesitating and annoys other people behind you? When you watch these videos, again, the car does not drive like a human. So most of the time, Chris from Dirty Tesla, he taps the accelerator to speed up the process of turning, because the car is just not fast enough and it annoys the shit out of people behind him. He got honked at so often because he's just not turning, or he's not driving fast enough, or, you know. And this is of course another... Geez, the car drives here like a 16-year-old. Braking, accelerating, not good at all. And how long will this take that the car actually drives like a human? There's all these interesting aspects of that, you know. So people behind you don't realize it's not you who is driving like this, it's the car. So people behind you are actually realizing, well, this is a human driving, you know, oh, far too fast here. Then it realizes, brakes inside the curve. This is a 50 kilometer recommended curve here. Drives 80. Here, whoa, and then brakes super hard. There's no car behind me. Oh, there's another car coming. I need to take over. Otherwise we would have crashed into the other lane, because the car still tries to maximize speed. So the Autopilot software is totally different from what we see in these in the full self-driving beta, of course. This is like 6 or 7 steps ahead. This is just Autopilot, what we all have, and it's not working well on these roads. It's always trying to maximize the allowed speed, which is just terrible. Okay, 80 kilometers is fine here. That's appropriate for these roads and curves and turns. But not adapted. Okay, let's drive 100 and see what happens. I've got both hands on the steering wheel, just in case I need to take over, and I also have my right hand at the stock to disengage Autopilot if needed. Because now it comes an interesting situation about over this crest here, because the car cannot see anything. I cannot see anything. It still drives 100, slows down a little bit, hesitates. 90, it wasn't too bad actually. There's 80, yeah, recognizes 80 and adapts 80. And if I don't disengage Autopilot now and we will go back to 100 zone, it will automatically increase the speed again. But as soon as I disengage Autopilot now, it won't do it anymore. So only if you come from a higher speed into a lower speed and then go back into a higher speed, it does it all automatically if you stay in autopilot. 60 recommended for this curve. Slows down before the curve. Not too bad. Oh, beautiful view. Slows down. Oh, brakes a lot. Very jerky driving. It really drives like a 16-year-old first time behind the wheel. Steer! Jeez. See, watch this left curve over there. I hope there's no car coming. And watch the car here on the screen, how far it gets dragged to the outside of the curve. Well, it's not too bad this time. Sometimes it's a lot. Maybe this time now, when we go up this hill. There are some curves coming, it slows down automatically. Slows down. 70, takes the curve, speeds up to 80 again. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Another sharp turn coming, slows down. That was alright. Not like a human driver again, but it was bearable. Sometimes I'm totally freaking out here inside the car. I said, man, slow down. 66 in an 80 zone now, which is alright for these curves. And ooh, it goes too fast for my taste, and again too far to the outside of the curve. It should cut the curve a little bit. It should steer a little bit earlier inside these curves. See, it's far on the outside of the lane actually. Yep, brakes. Well, it did it. I didn't need to interfere at any stage, but it wasn't really comfortable. And I would really like to experience the full self-driving beta now in a different car, but just now at the same time, you know, just get out of this car, get into the other car and try the same road and see if this makes a difference at all. Or maybe the beta needs to drive this road a couple of times to learn what is going on. I'm not sure. Alright guys, I just got a call from another customer. I had to go a little bit further, pick up another computer here. I have to be back tomorrow morning. And let's see if we can make it home safely, because I did not recharge the battery. 27% arriving at home, that's fine. Well, I've got all my customers in this area here anyway, so I'm not driving 150 kilometers a day or something to see one customer. This was only a 10 kilometer drive now.
In 2 kilometers, turn left onto Rosewood Highway.
But still, you know, a couple of people would freak out now and say, oh God, I've got range anxiety, I cannot recharge the car. The battery is down to like 30% now or something, maybe 33. And they would potentially freak out. But as you can see, still 130 kilometers. So no big deal. And it's only a 30 kilometers until home, so we should have 100 kilometers left when we reach home. So guys, the verdict of this video is now I would like to know from you guys, if you get full self-driving beta, what are you doing with it? Do you drive all the time in full self-driving beta? Would you test everything? Would you be one of the volunteer testers for Tesla and test the system and report faults back and write reports and email them to Tesla and whatever else they are doing, phone calls to Tesla, whatever, blah blah? So I don't know if full self-driving beta will ever come to Australia at all before we see the full version of full self-driving. I'm not sure.
Now turn left onto Warrego Highway.
It's a very short acceleration lane here. Ideal for a Tesla. So what I don't see the point is in what Tesla is doing now is developing full self-driving for these cars now. But what's the purpose of using it in your own car if you don't have a taxi company or something, or the car would drive itself without you being in the car? So what's the purpose of full self-driving? Why would you use it as a private person, as a what's the personal use of full self-driving beta apart from testing the system? Of course you would turn it on and test it and see how good it handles roundabouts and turns and oncoming traffic and all this kind of weird things, you know. You would keep testing it for Tesla. But what is the actual purpose of full self-driving beta? Because many of our YouTubers here in Australia, they have put FSD AU or FSD Oz behind their Twitter names now, and they are asking Elon Musk for getting full self-driving here in Australia, which will not come for a while, if at all. And I don't see the point getting it. I mean, not me personally, but what would you do apart from making YouTube videos about it, which everyone has seen already? You know, there are so many full self-driving beta videos out there. Why would you even start a new channel or start putting these videos out? There's nothing new anymore. This is all months old footage you can already watch. There will be nothing new here in Australia with full self-driving beta. Alright guys, so far this rambling for today. Let me know what you would do with full self-driving beta here in Australia or anywhere else in the world if you get it. Would that be something you would use on a daily basis or just testing it? Let me know down in the comments below. As always guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all your support here on the channel. This is Andy from Unplugged TV Australia signing off. You stay charged, stay safe, and we will see us again in the next video coming very soon. Thanks guys, see you then, bye bye. There you go, 27% still in the battery, 100 kilometers. So no reason to freak out in a Tesla.